second game defeat to take the third. And the difference a couple of weeks makes for Kasia, from the highs of Glasgow to the low here in Copenhagen. But take nothing away from Domke, because he played superbly. In fact, both players played very well. It was a really good match. But Domke, the big German, is the one who emerges on top. And the world #1 awaits in round 2. Confirmation of the scoreline then. 24-26, 13-21. And then in that final game, 21 points to 18.
Please welcome the technical officials on court #1. Umpire Marcel Schmidt from Switzerland and service judge Lawrence Ben Biester from South Africa. On court #1, men's doubles. Please welcome from Russia, Vladimir Mama and Ivan.
So we're getting ready now for the men's doubles on court 1 after 2-3 gamers in a row. Some terrific action. The Danish pair obviously will have the support, the two Mads Conrad Peterson and Mads Peter Kolding, up against the Russian pair of Ivanov and Sozanov. Interesting, the Danes there were not wearing matching shirts.
Different sponsors.
No, it's not a team shirt then, it's...
Were they debating it?
No.
I think as long as it's mostly white, and then it's fine. You also see that because players will have different sponsors in this case. You can't really force a player to play in a different sponsor's name, so...
Should be a good match this though, shouldn't it? It's a rerun basically of the... well, it is a rerun of the European Championship final earlier this year. And that one was won, you have to say, pretty comfortably by the Russian pair on home soil. Confirmation of men in charge. And also Schmidt in the distance there. There he is. Well, Mads Pedersen and Mads Pilek holding the 16 in the world. You can see it's been a decent year for them. Did particularly well, didn't they? They ended up having to be the #1 pair in the Thomas Cup when Matthias Bo was injured, and they led well from the front, didn't they? Into the Thomas Cup, second round defeat in Japan, first round loss in Indonesia, albeit to the world champions, who aren't here this week to defend the title, Mohamed Hassan and Setiawan. Not matching them between them in the rankings, of course. The big win for these two this year, ranked 22. Ivanov and Sozonov was the European Championship. And they surprisingly lost on home soil recently in the Russian Grand Prix to a Japanese pair in the semis. Seeded number 14 last year in the World Championships, lost in the first round, did the Russians.
Ready to play. Ready.
I suppose one thing that we do have to also keep an eye out on is his fitness. Even off men's singles earlier, lost to Peter Kokau.
Yeah, and you see the big strapping on his bandage on his ankle there. The good thing for him is the movement in men's doubles is quite different from men's singles, so he doesn't have to push it that much. So I don't think it will, hopefully it won't be a problem for the Russian player. But we have 4 very powerful players on court here, and I'm trying to see.
Yeah, that's their only meeting. And as you can see, it was a pretty decisive win, wasn't it? They'd just beaten Matthias Bo and Carsten Jorgensen as well.
Yeah.
Well, there's no doubt they got the home support, but I suppose for the Mads, it's, yeah, there'll be a bit of nervous tension right now.
Of course.
That's what we were alluding to before, even off his ankle.
And it's two pairs here that really are focused on the service situation. So
Russia. And on my left,
it's going to be a lot of front court play and pushes. And
Denmark.
Not going to be that much defense, I think.
Calling to serve to Ivan Sochanov. Love all. Play. Service over. 1 love.
No, challenging already.
Challenge, call it.
Oh, it's an early one. Ooh. That looked in.
Looked on the line, didn't it?
That would mean that there's no challenge left in this. No, two. There's one more, yeah.
Yeah,
but
got two.
it's quite early to use it.
Yeah. Second point of the match.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's in?
No.
It is in.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 2 love.
Cheers for the first point on the board.
Service over. 1, 2.
For the Danes, that is, of course.
Yeah.
Both receiver.
Oh,
2 all.
it's very seldom. But I actually think it's a right call.
Service over. 3, 2.
So just give us an idea then, in terms of Peter Colding's and Conrad Pedersen's chances here. What's the difficulty in facing this Russian partnership?
Well, difficulty is for them, I think, is to get the attack. I think that the Russian pair looks quite strong in their attacking game, and so they need to take the net away from the Russian pair. And you can always see here, Mass is already moving up and trying. But Sosunov is very good at finding the gaps at the net. And I just think the Russian pair is too strong for the Danes. As we saw, I thought they were quite successful at that in Thomas Cup being in defense. I just think that Ivanov and Sosunov is too strong for that. So their hurdle is to get out of the service situation in a good way, because both Russians are serving really well. And then it is to kind of get in offense themselves. And you can say from the Russian perspective, it's the same thing that needs to happen. So that's going to be a battle of who gets that front court.
He's having some real struggles with his legs here, isn't he, Mads?
Maybe there's a tactic for that as well. See there. And they're really good at that. Really good at Sosunov standing and covering the front court, and then with the reach that Ivanov have, he can just stand there and push it and push it and push, and eventually Sosunov will get into it. So, and it's not that easy just to lift it high and make Ivanov work from the back, because he hits so hard. So. See there? He basically controls it almost like a mixed double, if you can say like that, where the girl is standing in front. That's because his reach is so big. It's difficult to get away from. And the quality from the Russian pair.
Yeah, they've made a good start, haven't they? Commentator's curse strikes again. They net, but they've made a good start. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a little aberration, but nothing.
Think about that Mass is playing at home, and they'll come out far. The crowd is not right now. You see that Sosanov again.
Service over, 9-5.
See, that's the problem right there. Normally we saw that in Summer Super Cup, that they could defend the Japanese and the Malaysians, but this is a total different guy. Around the 2 meter mark, hard hitter. Not that easy.
Yeah, I have to say at the moment it has looked like men against boys, hasn't it?
Yeah, it does. Oops. Oh, he's got a big one himself. It's and that's good for the Danes, because Kolding has to kind of play the same way that Ivanov is doing. See both coming forward now, challenging the front court, and that's what they need to do. Sosanov can't really get forward there. And Mads Kolding just playing it softly down and waiting for the chance. And the chance will come if he gets up and uses those soft shots on the front court that the Russian pair can't really do anything against.
I was going to say, no sooner as I said it was men against boys.
Yeah. But you see that.
It's men against men now.
You see the Danes are coming forward. They're coming forward all the time now, and that's frustrating the Russian pair, because Sosanov is kind of alone up there. So, smart. They've changed the tactic. Close one. Again.
Service over, 11-10 interval.
Tight affair. It's been that way all evening, hasn't it, really? Russians ahead. It was a good lead at 10-5, 11-10. Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you, coach. Eleven, 10, play.
You've been training, haven't you, in the last couple of weeks, haven't you, with these pairs?
Yeah.
From Denmark, not the Russian pair, obviously.
No, I didn't go there.
But what's the mood like then in the camp?
The mood was very, very good. I thought they looked really, really good. Actually, all three Danish pairs was good. You know, you could feel that the pressure was there. That the games were coming closer and closer and closer. But they looked very sharp, and I also think they've shown here when they came back they are become better at some parts of the game. But credit to the Russians here, they're really, you know, they're really playing well. Especially Kolding, I think, has improved his game quite a lot. And he's fitter than I've ever seen him play. So now he can actually break a string. But to just have that belief after the Thomas Cup where they beat some of the best pairs, that, you know, going into this, they knew that if they were doing the training properly, they were doing the right things. So
11-13.
unlucky, but you can clearly see the idea.
Service over. 14-11. Cage. Yeah. 14-11. Service over. 12-14.
It's a very tight affair right now. It's and you see that the more that it gets like this, the
Another 3 games?
it could be, but the thing is here, we talked about, you know, earlier we talked about what I think should change in the men's doubles or the doubles. You can see here the closer it gets, the more there's no relish. It's about service and third shot, and because there's just so much pressure on that service situation. It's hardly going, what are 7, 8 shots or something like that. That's it. And these players are so good that we want to see them do more than that. And then there's the, what can I say, the fitness thing in badminton, which is vital as well. That doesn't really settle in here in the same way. You don't really get physically tired, stamina-wise, but more or less, you know, because the focus can drain you.
Worked that point very well, didn't they?
And you see, it's Mats Conrad who's making the big difference right now. Kolding, of course, is hitting quite well from the back, but as soon as he has the chance, he's playing it into the net and getting the Russian pair in defense. So the Russians need to be aware of that and come forward. They can't settle for the defense though. And then a few flick serves here. See Mats again, Conrad going forward. And it confuses the Russian players.
15. Change.
Good run of points for the Danes here. I think that's the third and fourth flick serve in a row here, so
Service over.
That's something.
16, 18.
They've been talking about the Danish pair. Need to get even Arvidsson away from the net as much as possible.
Well, not a nice reaction, but an interesting reaction here from Ivanov at the end of this point.
Yeah, he's not happy with that.
No.
He does do that quite a lot.
It's been a terrific run, hasn't it, for the Danish pair here.
Service over. 17,
Must also, he's been
19.
having a few chances up there, so there's no way he's played a little bit too loose.
Yeah, yeah. Here, close to the long line. Thank you.
15-13, the Russian pair led. Now it's 19-17 in favour of the Danes.
17, 19.
Good defense by the Danes. Oh, unlucky.
18, 19.
Very crucial. That's a good service return.
And it brings up game points.
Service over, 20, game point.
Smile from Cody. Pressure on the Russians. Home fans expected. And Ivanov nets. A leap of joy for the Danish Mads. Not been a good day for Ivanov, has it? Out of the men's singles, and now alongside Sozanov, a game down in the men's doubles. 21 points to 18. And from 10-5 down as well, Jim, it was a really good game for them to win.
Yeah. They did come back here, the Russians, but they were a little bit too late. They didn't really react to what the Danes were doing when they came back. You know, they were really coming forward, and at the end here, it was a little bit better. I see that's a big, not a big, but it's a mistake. The last one there on an offensive shot where he's in a good position. He normally should be winning that one. So they were a little bit too late to react to what the Danes were doing there after 11. So We'll have to see what comes up in the third here.
There's the scoreline after the first game.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Change. Even. Second game. Love all. Play. Come. Go.
The point I was trying to make there at the end of that first game as well, though, I mean,
1 love.
the first 15 points, it was 10-5, obviously the scoreline suggests as such, but really looked like Sozanov and Ivanov were going to produce the same kind of scoreline they did when they won 21-13, 21-16 in Russia at the European Championships. Surprising then from that position, if I'd have said to you, the Danes are going to win this one 21-18, you would have thought, where's that coming from?
But of course the Danes have learned from the last time they played the Russians, and it was just not, I don't think they said to themselves they were just going to stand there and not change anything, and they did, and they benefited from that.
Hey, let's come. Don't talk to my own. Sorry. Service over, 2 all. Center.
Put away by the Russians that time. Again, early advantage for them in this second game. It's out.
4-2. Over. 3-4.
See Mass again there.
Service over.
And it seems like they're
5-3.
actually trying to turn it around as quickly as possible, the Danes, by playing the net anywhere at all costs, and then they're hitting to Ivanov's side. might be that Sosanov is a little bit more creative.
Service over. 4-5.
But you can almost see with that height, you can almost serve down. It's almost like a tennis serve. So that's why it's so difficult to return their services.
As you were mentioning that first game, it was Pedersen who was able to dominate at the net.
Yeah. And even he looks a little bit out of his game here.
In 10 minutes, that's 22-25. And the last bus will leave 10 minutes after the last match. So, next bus will leave in 10 minutes.
Now it's actually Sosanov who's showing an attitude. They're not really good at supporting each other, the Russians, when the ship is sinking. And it's only 6-all, so...
Well, I'd say it's any rocky waters right now, and maybe not sinking right yet.
But I do think it's a little bit their style sometimes, so I'm not putting too much into it. They're very fighting. They have great fighting spirit, so... Where you normally would see players that does that, and then that's because that's it. You would probably see them a little bit more like McEnroe, like become better actually. So, and you've seen that already here.
Yeah, you'd almost worry if you didn't see it.
Yeah.
Service over. 7-8.
Well, you can hear the applause maybe around this BWF Super Arena. That's because there has been a Danish win in the women's singles for Anna Madsen. And every chance there could be another Danish victory here. They play badminton like that.
Service over. 9-0.
Even I was not playing that well. He's not feeling comfortable, but the more or less also the Danes are making him comfortable. They're using him as a target. Just keeping Sosanov out of the game. He's way more creative.
Winner will take on the number 11 seeds from Indonesia, Angga Pratama and Ryan Agung Saputra.
See, hitting to even off again. So that's something they apparently learned from the last time time they met.
On that side of the draw as well, you got to think the Thais, are they happy? Wanawat, Apunuswan and Patipat got by in the first round, due to take on the world champions in the second round. Yeah. They get a free ride into that one, so they're into the third round and they haven't got to lift a racket.
No.
But then again, they'll face possibly this pair, maybe another pair in the third round, and they'd have 2 matches under the belt and they wouldn't have played at all.
Yeah.
But it can't be bad to turn up this week and now you're through to the third round.
No, that'd be nice.
Very tight, isn't it? At 11-10.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. In 11, 10. Yeah, play. Play. Service over, 11.
Yeah, well played though there by Mats. Good drop shot to the net there. See, that's really nice. Again, hitting the 2 even over. This time he was ready.
11.
Well, he should have realized by now that they're trying to hit it. Even if it's crossed, they're still trying to hit at him because they don't want to get Sozanov into the game. He's the creative force.
Service over, 12.
And he's really struggling with that. Ivanov.
Service over, 13, 12.
See, that's why they want to keep Sozanov out of it, but he's good in that situation, so it's important for Mats and Mats to keep playing at Ivanov, especially at the net.
Service over, 13, 14. Yeah.
Oh, what a great game. It's very tight. Too difficult to call it.
Service over, 15, 13. Service over, 14, 15.
played by Ivanov.
Service over.
I think he was having a go after the rally finished. You see it here. If that one got over, he was, look. I think he's ready now.
17-14.
Well, the last two matches went to 3 games. And as it stands, this one also could be heading to a decider. 3-point the lead here for Ivanov and Sozanov. Make that 2.
Service over.
There we are.
15-17.
Again, placing it to Ivanov. He doesn't really have the solutions to get out of it. Look, they're just playing it softly down there to Ivanov. And he's just keeping lifting it away so they can hit on him. And his defense today is simply not good enough.
Yeah, he's not been having a good day, has he, really?
See there again.
Big point won there by the Danes.
17.
He almost fell there.
Oh.
He's really confused. You can see that.
Bit of momentum here for the Danes, isn't there?
Yeah, very
4
good.
points in a row.
17. Hey. 19-17.
Is this the match-winning moments for the Danish pair of Mads Conrad Pedersen and Mads Peter Kolding? Revenge for what happened in Russia in the European Championship final. Game points, 3 of them. They're racing to the line here.
That's a very good result for the Danes.
6 points in a row. Bring up 3 game points.
Oh, a little bit too much. He's showing the shaky hand.
18-20.
They've done it. Pure joy from the Danish Mads.
That's a great result for them.
Lovely reaction. A little bit of revenge, as I say, for what happened back on home soil as far as Ivanov and Sozanov were concerned. They trailed in both games, but they turned it around and now have the opportunity to progress even further. Anga Pratama and Ryan Agung-Saputra in the next round, and of course with Asan and Seti Awan, who are in that section of the draw, who they maybe would have been due to meet in round 3, not here. They've got a chance to progress a little further, you feel?
Got a good chance. Very good chance. A good display by the Danes.
So confirmation, straight games, 21-18, 21-18. So there's the confirmation of the scores. No three-game at that time, and still more action to come. Yep, there are still some fans that are sticking around for this last one, which is Chen Hunling and Lu Chia-pin up against Anders Skarp Rasmussen and Kim Astrup Sørensen. So more men's doubles action coming your way. This time Denmark taking on Chinese Taipei.
Please welcome the technical officials on court number 1. Umpire Andrea Cipini from Italy and service judge Marcel Schmidt from Switzerland. And ladies and gentlemen, today's last match on court number 1, men's doubles. Please welcome from China,